satisfied or felt like I was getting like anything on it. And I'm like, I need something hands-on. So we have a shipyard down here, and I went there and I applied for everything, like to be a carpenter, whatever. And I got put on for a deck electrician. So I liked it there, but I did not like the environment, like the traffic, just being on the ship. It was kind of like wear and tear on the body. And I ended up like researching how I can get my license to be an electrician. And the local here popped up, Local 80, and was telling me how like I could pay to go to school, get my license, and also work and get my hours and to actually become licensed. And I knew this could take me a lot of other places and give me a little bit of more freedom. When I first started, I didn't really know what it was about. But the more I get into it, I enjoy like the learning and the working and everything behind it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's the reason why we like sharing these success stories, is because a lot of people don't necessarily know about, apprenticeship programs, or,
That
or,
is
or just
true.
trade in general, being able to go to school, learn, and
Hmm.
go on site and actually be able to, make money while you learn.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I didn't even ask you this. I mean, even though I knew, right off the top, but I want you to introduce yourself, because I forgot to ask you, your name, state, where you live, your location, kind of like give the people, an idea of who LaShawn is.
So my name is LaShawn Adams. Um, I'm a mother. I got a 5-year-old daughter. I'm married. I have a wife. Um, I'm working, going to school right now. And I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I'm currently in Chesapeake, Virginia. Been here all my life. Want to go other places, which is why my job is great because I get to travel once I get licensed, my license. But that's kind of me in a nutshell. Graduated from college, thought I was going to do something with that, and I'm completely out of my field. But I honestly can't say that I regret, the decisions that I made, because I kind of can use what I went to school for in this also.
hmm hmm That's true. So, you touched on it, but I want you to touch on it again. Can you give me your title and, of course, the occupation that you're in right now?
So currently I'm an apprentice. This is my last year of school. Once I finish my last year of school, I have all my hours to be as a registered as a licensed electrician. Currently, I'm just an apprentice. I work with someone that's already licensed, getting my hours, but I'm pretty much at the point where I'm kind of hands-on with everything and kind of running the show with myself for myself. But they expect a lot more from me now. I think I answered your question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, did you can you give me the name of the company?
So I'm with Local 80. That's the union that I'm
Got
work for. But the company that I'm currently with, because we bounced around with contractors, I'm currently with Austin Electric.
Austin. You said Austin Electric.
Austin, yes.
Got you. Okay, Austin Electric. Okay. Um. So, talk about your experience. From when you first started to how, of course, you're grasping the concepts. You're learning day to day. Talk about the experience, within the school and then also on site.
Um, so compared to where I am now, when I first started, it was a little discouraging. One being like kind of in a male's trade, being a female in there trying to learn. Try not to be too like demanding, to come off too strong. But when I first started, I really didn't know anything. I was asking people like, hey, how do you know what 3/4 is? And how will you know what this bolt size is? Or they'll tell me, go get fish tape. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm looking for. And then just kind of over time, like it progressed where I started changing light bulbs in the house. Put garage openers up. Like I started doing stuff and feeling a little bit confident. So I knew that I was gathering from it. And now I'm not gonna say I know it all, but I'm comfortable enough that if you ask me something where you would ask me 3 years ago, I wouldn't have known what you wanted from me. Now I know it, and I owe it honestly to school and asking questions, and like I said, just working with peers who really want to kind of see people thrive and learn and actually do the job.
Yeah, I like that. And speaking of, you saying peers, and of course you're gonna have people that are, higher up. Can you talk about, like, has there ever been some experience where, or yeah, have there ever been some experience where you felt like like that anyone that works there that's above you, that they could, help you, like pretty much like they embrace you,
I think my first job did. I worked for a different company there, and they were based out of Ohio, and we did like these big Amazons, and the Amazon facilities, they're huge. And I was, like I said, I was a little discouraged my first time starting, just because like pay was different. I knew I was gonna have to go back to school. Like it was just so much that was kind of weighing against me to make me want to make the decision not to do it. But the guys that I met, and they aren't guys where I would probably say on a regular day I would just talk to. So I was a little standoffish, but these were the like the superintendents, like
Yeah.
coming down and like boosting me up, putting me on special projects, and kind of basically showing me like, you got it, and you kind of got it better than some of the people that's already higher than you. And so with them, that kind of helped me be like, all right, I got it. But I have like Jay Journeyman, who I work with, that I've been with from I started my first year with. They still contact me. Some of them aren't in the field anymore, but they'll still contact me, keep me up to date on things, tell me about different opportunities, check on me, make sure I don't have any questions. So I got lucky and got around like a good group of people in the beginning that I kind of was like, all right, I can make it. I can do this.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's to me, just hearing, all these different stories, it's pretty much everyone is experiencing the same thing as far as them being embraced
Yeah.
by their employers, or even just people that's within, going through the program with them. Um, and so, speaking on that, hold on 1 second. Give me like 5 seconds. Hold on.
Okay. Carter, you can't go outside yet. Hold on.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
All right. So you said, what year did you start this program? You
I
said,
started, so we're 2024. I
uh-huh.
probably started because this was right when COVID hit. So maybe like 2019, 2020, somewhere around
Hmm.
that area. I think I started like September of 2019, because I know I started the beginning of like a school year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you got one more year left, right?
So this is my last one here. Like originally the program was 5 years. I don't know who was praying for me, man, but they dropped it down to 4 years, and I was like, thank you, God. So once
Yeah.
I finished, June, I already know I got my worked hours, because like I try to work crazy overtime just to get money and to get experience and to get my hours. So I'm good on my hours. I just have to finish school. And as soon as I graduate June 14th, I'm licensed. I ain't got to go to school, class, or nothing no more, man.
Got you. So, and I kind of want you to think from an employer perspective. So I look at it like this. You're receiving your credentials, certifications or whatnot, and then you never know which direction that you might go to, because you never know, you might want to open your own company and your own business. So let's say if you were a boss, right, you were an employer, what benefits would you, or do you see, that could be for your company that you're building, having registered apprenticeships within your company? Like, um I'm trying to make sure that I asked that question correctly for you.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you were your own boss and you had a registered apprenticeship, what kind of benefits do you think would be for your potential
So
registered
I
apprentice?
got you.
Yeah.
I would say being a registered apprentice, you're getting like quality. That's
Mm,
one big thing that they hype on, is like quality over everything. And I have friends that are in non-union. I think the educational part, we have instructors who aren't just like workers there that come and we have people who actually want to teach us. And I just think the work quality is better. Like, they say union way is better, but I think it's more of like a brother and sisterhood, where it's not like, oh, I go to work today and I see John and I see John all the time. Like, we kind of build uh, just relationships and brotherhoods and sisterhoods within each other. So I think if my biggest thing would be the quality of work that you're going to get. You're going to get well-trained employees, I've been through 4 years of school, working 4 years. So you get skilled employees, which is kind of what you want. If you're going to pay for some labor, you want good labor. So I would say just brains, um, skilled apprentice, better knowledge, with stronger knowledge, stronger quality,
Yeah.
and just more eager people that actually want to come to work.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, and I ask this to, all my, individuals who I've interviewed, for success stories. So let's say you have, someone who's up and coming and, they're not necessarily knowing which direction to go. So let's say trade school were to come about, like, what kind of advice would you give them so that they could be successful? Or like, if you were to pass the torch to someone else, like, what advice would you give them?
So I'm gonna honestly tell you, I wish I would have known about this way earlier. I'm 38. I got some cats in my class that's like 20,
Mm,
19, like not, and I'm telling them like, yo, stick this joint out. Like you can get your money, like you can retire. So I think for me, one of the biggest things, like I like to tell women to join. One, because it's full of men. So like I'll ask guys sometimes how long have they ever worked with women, and some of them be like, "You're the first one I've ever worked with." So
wow.
the one thing that I would tell, if you like working with your hands, you want to kind of control your own. You once you license, you can pick when you want to work. You can
Mhm.
pick where you want to work. There's so many opportunities you can go from it. You get your master's. And you can go to college after it, be an engineer. It's so many options if you kind of get through this first part, and the first part is a little bit rocky, but to come in it, like even me just coming in it now, and I'm thankful for it, but I hope that more people are aware of how beneficial it is, and it's not because when I grew up, it was always, I thought it was like where the bad kids went, and I stayed away from it, and I'm looking at it now like some of these people got businesses. I
Yep.
used to work at St. Bryce Correctional Center. Some of those guys get out, they get their license in there, and they get out, and I'm like, why am I? It took me a while, but I'm like, well, why can't I do that? And it's just so many opportunities that it'll bring doing it. And like I said, you got benefits for being in the union, being an apprentice. So I recommend it, and like I said, I try to tell women about it all the time.
Yeah, I love that. When you had mentioned, where you previously worked at, and you saw some of them coming out and receiving their certifications, through an apprenticeship or a trade school.
Mhm.
Like, can we agree that low key this is kind of like life changing for a lot of people?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And a lot of people don't know about it, which is even more sad. And as look at me, like I would have probably skipped a lot of things that I did. Not that I regret them, but if I could have just I could have got it. The stories that the people tell me, how they travel all over the world, and some of them 50, 60 years old, like, oh, I can retire now and I'm good. And I'm thinking like, dang, I'm trying to get there. I'm behind. So it definitely is like kind of lit, man. Like, and if you can start it at a good time, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I love that, man. Because just kind of tell you a little bit about me. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Sheldon Strickland. I work with MSG, the Supply Chain Automation Workforce Hub, and of course, we have the partnership with Department of Labor. So of course, we going around sharing success stories of individuals who look like me and you.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
trying we're trying to get the word out, trying to market it, so we can help change people's lives. Because it's definitely a great opportunity for a lot of people. Let's say they don't know which direction to go.
Mhm. And don't let it scare you away.
Right, right, and
Yeah,
just
I talk to people sometime. I didn't mean to cut you off. When I
no,
first went to my interview, man, I was dressed up like had the shirt on, the button on, and I walk in there and I see cats coming out, just got on maybe like some slides, and I'm like, are y'all in there doing interviews? So as soon as I walked in, the dude was like, oh my gosh, you the only person came in here, dressed for an interview and not dressed for the job. And like I got, so commended on that. So for me, once I kind of started saying that, I was like, maybe this ain't the place for me, because I'm used to, and it'll scare you away, especially like you said, for people who look like us. And then one of my hardest things is being a female in it, because I'm already got two, I ain't gonna say two strikes against me, but I kind of got some things where I don't always mesh in. And it took a lot of personal adjustments, like even how to communicate with people from different walks of life. And it kind of opened and it helped me up. But like I said, once I saw what it could get me, I was like, all right, I'm in, forget all these other people. You got to get adjusted to me. I get adjusted to you. And to believe it or not, I think it was in my own head, because all of the guys are pretty decent. You find a few, but most of them are pretty decent.
I got you. And you said you said you're in Virginia, or you said that's where you're from?
I'm in Virginia.
You're in Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I work for the Norfolk. So Virginia I have a couple of different locals, but the one I'm at is local 80. That's just kind of based out of like the 7 cities, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, all of those areas like that. So we kind of do all the work for those areas.
I got you. Yeah, because when I first started interviewing, success stories, I didn't even know anything about the union. So when you said local 88, it clicked, because I've been doing research trying to figure out, okay, what kind of things could we potentially be talking about, but yeah, it seems life changing. I love anything that talking to individuals that look like me and you, and just being able to make that connection, and kind of like even potentially build like a partnership or some. So I mean, I'm excited for you, LaShawn. I really am. I know your future is bright, 100%. Congratulations, to the wife and family. I love it. I love to hear about it.
Yeah. And one last thing I wanted to say too. The good thing about this, one thing, because you brought up my wife, that she had told me about when I wanted to give up on it. And because I'm like, I'm tired of going to school. I already did 4 years of college. Like, I don't want to, it's too much. It's just too much for me. And the one thing she said was, with this, when I get my license, can't nobody take that from me. So you can go work for AT&T, and when they're tired of you, AT&T gonna fire you and gonna hire somebody else. And you'll see, with your license, in any trade, it don't even have to be an electrician. Can't nobody take that from you. Nobody. Like, now, if you do something to lose it, that's on you, but nobody can take that. And you could go all over the world with it. And sometimes different areas respect you the same. So that's the one thing that I enjoy, because I don't have to worry about the boss coming in and saying, hey, we got some cuts and we got to let you go. It's like, no, I'm always going to have work as long as electrical work is needed. And I think that's the one thing they can't get robots for. So I think I'm gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, I love that. Look, hey, I asked about some benefits. You
Look, I'm trying to think of them, man.
Look, you just added more. I appreciate you, LaShawn, for sure. That's I believe that's pretty much just about everything. Like I said, it's not gonna even be an interview with me. It's just gonna be a conversation, and I hope I made it feel like it was just a conversation that we had.
Absolutely. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. Okay.
Nah, you good.
I try to give it all I said, but I want to be a little bit, make sure I'm professional and everything at the same time. Yeah. So I don't want to ramble too much.
Nah, man, just be yourself. Everything's gonna work out. Ashley, are you still on? I just want to make sure that I covered, if I missed anything. If not, it's no biggie.
And I appreciate you for reaching out to me. And I'm sorry about the last time with the kid, and then I'm trying to get my wife car fixed, man. It was just so much. So yeah, I'm